Have you heard of the Ethiopian king that stretched the borders all the way to the Indian Ocean? His name was Emperor AmdeTsion, and his empire was repeatedly getting attacked by the Sultanate of Ifat. The leader Saber ad-Din began attacking the empire following his footsteps of his late brother Hak ad-Din. He further attacked AmdeTsion, insulting him, saying, "I would make your wife crush grain for me." AmdeTsion killed Saber ad-Din in battle and put his brother Jamal ad-Din to replace him. Ifat was now under Ethiopia. This began a shift in the balance of power in favor of the Christians for the next 2 centuries. Once this victory was established, AmdeTsion continued his offensive past the Awash River. When AmdeTsion reached the point of a place called Das, it was recorded to be a point where an Abyssinian king has never stepped foot in before. The Arabs became alarmed on how AmdeTsion was gaining ground over the Muslims. The Arabs met in council with a certain chief named Salih. The Muslims honor Salih as a great leader accompanied by his high character and piety. In early 1332, Salih banded up the Arab world to fight against AmdeTsion. Jamal ad-Din, who was appointed by the Ethiopian king, revolted against AmdeTsion as well. But before the Ifat warriors would join Salih and his Arab army, Salih boasted that it wasn't sufficient or qualified enough, and he started his expedition towards AmdeTsion. Now it looked like the Ethiopian king has been outnumbered with a ratio of 10-1. Meanwhile, AmdeTsion was laid sick in his tent and had not ate or drank anything for 7 days. The 2 wives of the king begged him not to fight, and he replied with, "Am I to die like a woman? Certainly not. I know how to die like a soldier." One of the queens brought holy water from Golgotha, and the king requested a priest named AmdeTsion to baptize him with it. It was recorded that the king's weakness had dissipated, and he further put holy water on his horses and on his men. He sent a couple of horsemen to start the battle, but they refused him. They kissed the king and fled. AmdeTsion, enraged, leapt on his horse and alongside 5 horsemen, including his son Seyfe Assigid, rushed at the enemies. When the enemy saw the king spearing 2 men at once, some broke and fled, and the ones who forsaken the king returned to fight by his side. The battle enraged for 6 hours until sunset, and the dead laid around the king. When the battle was over, AmdeTsion gave his thanks and gave praise to God for his aid. Salih's body was found in the battlefield, and when AmdeTsion realized this, he noticed that there is no opposition against him now. He decided to take a different route back to his capital at Tegulet. He passed through a town called Teleg in the Ifat district and captured Jamal ad-Din. In the Chronicles of War from AmdeTsion, many towns in Somalia had been named in Ge'ez. Zayla was called Bete Kedar, and Mogadishu was called Bete Mekdes.